Clive Carter, Belle Property. Mate, thanks so much for joining the carpool. Great to have you here.
Mate, thanks for having me. I'm loving it.
Yeah, first time in the carpool, but let's chat Maroubra, houses, semis, and in particular houses. How have you seen this first start of the year, January to now, which is April?
Obviously, we've had the first quarter, and it's been pretty strong in terms of price-wise and clearance rate-wise.
Yeah.
In comparison to last year. Now, the stock is down. There's no ifs and buts about it. We're down 50-60% on last year, and funnily enough, we were down 60% the year before that last year. So it's almost like we're down 100% from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So stocks are getting tight, mate. But look, there's 16 properties on the market being semis and houses currently in Maroubra.
Yeah.
But when we really break it down, we've had about 50 odd sales in the last 3 months. That's about 17, 18 per month. That's ticking quite well.
Yeah.
That's actually quite a bit of stock when you think about it. But
Yeah.
of course, you've got apartments on top of that. But again, mate, Maroubra is such a big suburb. Like, it's massive. It's 10,000 plus homes.
Right.
It's just people go, yeah, I want to be in Maroubra, but there's so many different pockets.
Yep.
Different micro markets, and then sometimes the coast will pick up in the summer months, springtime, summer, and then those homes start to come off the boil, and then you'll see the ones that are close towards the parks and the junction will start to come on this time of year typically.
Yeah, that's interesting. And so what are your vendors saying at the moment? Or what are your vendors said the last kind of three months anyway? They sit on the fence, so they're like, I just want to wait. What's your kind of vendor feedback? Yeah,
look, mate, I think there's no secrets about it. Obviously, the media is going to report what it reports about, the market and interest rates and things like that.
Yeah.
And of course, that does have an effect on people's mindset, as a homeowner's mindset, or thinking that, it's a bad time currently to sell the property. So if they are already thinking about it, they may, give it a second thought. They might pause. They might just see what happens. They might say to themselves, we'll wait till interest rates, stop rising, which obviously we just had, last week.
Yeah.
Interest rates put on hold. That might change things.
Yeah.
But typically, when things are uncertain, people do nothing.
Yeah.
Just like a COVID. And until things, look like they're getting better from a public point of view, then I think most people will sit on their hands. Although in reality, the market's actually quite good at the moment.
Let's keep going with the vendor side of things. Maroubra, $6.7 million. We sold something off not too long ago. Let's roll through that one.
Yeah, mate. Look, again, there's a good price. It is one of those homes that actually it was a bit more difficult than originally first thought. To be transparent with you, and the reason for that is it's a cottage, freestanding, knocked down on a good block, obviously oceanfront.
Yeah.
And look, don't get me wrong, 6.7 is that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
By any means, mate. But look, it's just the cost of building really played a factor into that one, because most people looking at it, we're going to knock it down and rebuild.
Yeah.
We thought, because of R3 zoning, that it might have flown out the door in our past experience when we've sold other blocks like that in the area and along that parade there, that straight Marine parade.
Yeah.
To a developer, and it just seemed that the developers at the moment weren't attracted to projects like that just because of the cost involved. So we did have it on the market a little bit longer than we would have liked, but we ended up selling it, funnily enough, to someone who's just going to build a house there. So 6.7 for a block of land and then build on top.
So we got a bit of the dream home.
Let's do a small spend it all. Yeah, mate, international buyer actually as well. So yeah, it's a lot of money.
Were they like an expat, like from Singapore or Hong Kong or something? And like
Vietnam, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a random one. Yeah, usually they're from Singapore or Hong Kong. I've had a Vietnamese person buy before, but here we are.
That's mad. Keeping on, I guess, the buyer conversations. How have you seen the buyers, and I guess in particular at your open ups? Are you still seeing like good numbers coming through, but everyone's taking a little bit longer to kind of make a decision? I don't know. What are you guys seeing?
I think less so, mate. I think in Maroubra, where we are at the moment, especially along that coast, we'll concentrate our business on it and selling properties. It's super busy.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of people coming through open homes. I think also, actually, a side note to that is that different price points have different levels of I guess, busyness and attractiveness.
Yeah.
We're definitely seeing lots of numbers for things up to 3 mil.
Yep.
Above that's a little bit different. I think that the reason because that those people in those price ranges are usually transitioning for reasons like upsizing, upgrading. They're coming from a unit, maybe buying their first, semi or house, or they're in a semi and making the move to a freestanding house.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So that seems to be a price range that people are moving up and down and is transacting quite quickly.
Yeah.
But we'll start seeing opens again at kind of around that 18, 20 odd groups through which is big numbers in comparison to what we've had over the last year, as you know, mate. Like, we're getting 3, 4s, and 6s every open homes. So we're definitely seeing a lot of inquiry and people wanting to buy. There's certainly intention there. I think people have adjusted to the new interest rates. So I think if you're looking now, you're obviously budgeting for what is currently now. But if you were looking for instance last year, like the middle of last year, and you had a very different budget, then looking now would feel a bit hard for you, because you've come to the fact that you can afford a little bit less and probably get a little bit less than what you could previously.
Yeah, definitely.
Last year. So but that's seeming to go now. I think we're starting to find the new buyers have adjusted.
Yep.
And sentiment's good. It really is at the moment just finding stock, which again probably is driving in the back end of things of buyers. They're just not seeing a bunch of property out there to choose from.
Yeah.
And pushing prices up and pushing them into open homes, because there's not many open homes to visit to begin with.
Yeah, gotcha. Put on get your crystal ball out. Where do you see the next country? 3 to 6 months going. I guess on the more on the listing side of things. Like, do you think more vendors will come on, or how do you think that's going to play out?
The truth is, at the moment, well, no one's got a crystal ball, right? But the truth is, I don't know. I think, look, June, July winter period is quiet anyway.
Yeah,
especially along the coast. People in the coastal homes like to sell their properties in the warmer months, because a lot of that is to sell the lifestyle and the dream. And of course, every owner, they want to present it at its best.
Yep.
That's definitely a recommendation. But at the same token, sometimes you really got to put your home in isolation. You got to look at who you're competing against. If everyone's got the same method of waiting till spring or a summer, then your home's also competing with those other homes. So like it's a case-by-case scenario. So sometimes homes do present better in winter time.
Yeah.
They do in summertime, depending if they've got a south-facing backyard, for instance.
Yeah.
That's going to be dark anytime. It'll be highlighted even more so during the summer months when it is supposed to be sunny.
Yep.
So, I think June, July is actually going to be pretty quiet.
Yeah.
It just seems as though what we're seeing out there, the people we're visiting, the coastal market tends to get a little bit quieter. People going on holidays, those family homes, they tend to go to Europe during those months as well. So,
yeah,
in the next couple of months, I think listings are probably going to dry up a little bit before probably a resurgence in spring.
How are you seeing the $1.5 million and below, I guess, apartment market kind of perform the last 3 to 4 months?
Well, mate, that's the craziest thing. I think that's the market that's doing the best.
Yeah,
at the moment, and I truly believe that from what I'm seeing out there, in terms of not just activity but people making decisions and the prices some of these apartments are getting, and I think there's a few reasons for that. Again, new energy, new buyers, adjusted to the interest rates. The stamp duty is huge. This, the reform to not pay it. If you're going to own or occupy it, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely going to be in front. And your budget then is increased. And so what we're saying is up to 1.5, where that stamp duty cuts off. It seems that that's the new cut-off point.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of new 2-bedroom apartments, not new build, but tell their new price ranges, that it's going anywhere from 1.2 to 1.4, and some of the better ones 1.5 along the coast.
Yeah,
they were priced last year like at 1.1.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm seeing results and going quick.
Yeah,
I'm just seeing it's incredible actually, and I think that's probably going to have a flow-on effect later on, especially for those homeowners who are selling those apartments looking to make the jump and upsize. Like, it hasn't just hit it just yet.
Yeah.
But if those people are selling to upsize and spend that money, it seems as though they've got a little bit more budget to spend, which is essentially going to push that price range up, that next level up to in that mid-2s, maybe even a $3 million price range. I think we're going to see a little bit of a jump on effect a little bit later down the track.
Yeah, that's interesting. My contact details, how do I get in contact with you if I'm a seller or if I'm a buyer?
Mate, look, if you're a seller or a buyer, you call me on 0421 64951. But mate, you can always just find me on the webpage, Google my name, Clive Carter, Belle Property, and if you're looking to buy or sell a Maroubra, I'm your man and I'm here to help.
Mate, thank you so much for joining the carpool. That's awesome.
No problem. Thanks for having me.